Welcome to episode number 15 of the Let's Go Comic Show. My name is Justin.
I'm Matt.
How you doing, buddy?
I don't know why. It's just Justin just gets this look on his face when we start recording. It's great.
I'm intense, dude. I have intensity. Intensities, that's right. So we're just
Live
going
to Budokai.
And what?
Live at Budokai? Like, wasn't the Wayne's World thing? That's what we were quoting, right?
Intensities?
That's
I don't think
Wayne's
that's from
World.
Wayne's World.
It's for sure Wayne's World.
Oh, man.
Your lovely co-host of Let's Go show can verify that for us, I think.
Oh, Kelly. Yeah, Kelly would know for sure.
He would probably know all of
it. Cities.
Yes, it is, dude. Oh, man. Look at this. We're starting out.
Oh, man. Where's that from? I can't even. It just says Ted Nugent. Oh, you're right. Wayne's World. You're right. You won.
I won the no prize, guys.
Yes.
Right off the bat. It's a good way to start
Excelsior. All right, yeah. So, anyways, right off the bat, this is great. Great. Okay. So kicking off the show, we're gonna jump into a little bit of news. We cut like 7 items because we're like, honestly, who cares? But there's a couple things we're gonna talk about. So first off, Matt, kick it off with some of this news because you brought it up with me earlier today.
Yeah, I thought it was this one just cracked me up, man. So we're all aware that Kirsten Dunst
Sucks.
Well, there's that. Yes,
As Mary Jane.
As Mary Jane Watson.
She was good in some things.
Mary Jane Watson in Sam Raimi Spider-Man films
a
few years back. Apparently, she has an opinion about the upcoming Spider-Man reboot, Spider-Man Homecoming.
The one that everyone's excited about.
The one that everyone unanimously is looking forward to.
The one that's tied into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, so apparently she's not super excited about this one that everyone else is. And this is what she said. I want to make sure I get the quote right. We made the best ones, so who cares? I'm like, you make it all you want. They're just milking that cow for money. It's so obvious. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was a good enough Kirsten Dunst
No, it was great.
impression.
You were vapid and
like, you know what I mean?
Self-absorbed. No. So didn't she just say like a month ago how she wished that they made a 4th? And that she wished
and that she was in it and that she was a part of it.
Yeah.
Hey, now that it's popular, I'd really like to be a part of it.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
Kirsten Dunst, you were not good.
Yeah.
That's why that made me funny. I'm like, why not? You're not doing anything really right. Like, so why would you not try to say something and try to get out there and get your name back in the news cycle?
Yeah. Maybe she has something going on. Who knows? You know what? Like, if you want to say they were
what did you think of her Mary Jane?
I did not enjoy her Mary Jane.
Why do you think she was not a good Mary Jane?
I just think that
I think we've talked about it before, but I think it's good.
Really? Mary Jane is supposed to be the epitome, like supermodel, hot redhead bombshell, right? And I'm not saying Kirsten Dunst isn't attractive. She is. It's just a different.
I don't think she's that attractive, but
yeah, I'm not saying she's like a gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying she's not stereotypical like what Mary Jane's always been portrayed to be. And so, besides that, I was like, it felt like it was more of a combination of Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane instead of out the gate Gwen Stacy.
Which made it kind of weird when they brought in Gwen Stacy later.
They completely flipped it. And they made her kind of a terrible person. I felt like Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3 was like kind of the worst. And then you couldn't tell if she was kind of the worst and really sweet. She was like
but good for Bryce Dallas Howard for bouncing back and doing awesome stuff.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, she just kept going.
Didn't stop her from doing anything.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to go do other movies. So, Kirsten Dunst, there's something about her I just didn't think she was Mary Jane.
I didn't believe it, man.
Mary Jane is a little tougher and not so like wishy-washy and whiny and I don't know, man. That being said, I didn't hate Spider-Man 3 like everybody else did.
Oh, man, that's a whole other...
Yeah, I think we talked about it before, but that's a whole other show. So, moving on.
We'll get to that another time.
Moving on, Kirsten Dunst. Hit the road, girl.
What's our other news?
Sin City TV show.
All right, yeah. So, looks like Frank Miller's Sin City is being adapted as a TV show. Hasn't landed on a network yet. I'd imagine just from the content and my familiarity with that content, it would make sense for it to be a cable show.
AMC.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, hey.
Walking Dead and Sin City.
Yeah, there you go.
What's your
Or HBO
experience
or
with
something
Sin
like that.
City? Did you ever read any of the books when they were being published?
I think I read That Yellow Bastard. I think that's the one I read.
I feel like I did as well.
But other than that, no.
It felt like something so different at the time.
Yeah, when it first came out, I just think it was like, it was more of a like, man, that's Frank Miller, like Batman, that guy. And
That's true. It is kind of in that vein.
It was so crime that I couldn't jump in yet. And so I think I read that one once the first movie came out, just to kind of like see.
Oh, you didn't read it like back?
No,
in
I
the
didn't read.
90s,
I didn't
right?
read
Oh,
Sin
okay.
City before. No, I read it once the movie was about to come out. I think I read it around that time.
Okay.
And so I'd always seen it, and I always thought it looked cool. It was just like, I knew who Marv was. Other than that, I was like, I didn't have like a big like history with it. So
Yeah.
but really loved the movie, and I loved like how Frank Miller, his illustrations were done. A lot of really cool uses of like, the black and white and this like single colors. Like
Yeah,
throughout
that
the
super
story. So,
stylized way of just the use of negative space.
Yeah.
Like all of that was great. I had a friend that was really into like, I think even to this day, like he probably isn't a super big fan of your kind of mainstream like superhero books. And he kind of looks for other stuff. He was the one that was like reading Spawn when it was coming out, and probably Savage Dragon and Wetworks, just all the stuff that was like so like over the top, like that kind of stuff. He was the one that had Sin City stuff, and I read that when I was like in middle school probably.
So I used to know a girl whose like cousin was Will Portasio, who was doing Wetworks.
He was Will Portasio. He's not anymore.
He possibly, but he was at the show that I was at the Comic-Con a couple weeks back. And
he did a lot of Wildstorm stuff, right?
yeah. He's like in the Wildstorm bucket, which Wildstorm is now DC. So I don't know where he sits anymore. But
For sure.
Anyways, rabbit trail.
He was Will Portasio. Whoever
Whoever he is now.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no way to know.
But I'm excited about this.
Yeah, because I liked the movie a lot, and it makes sense because it feels like the style of storytelling would fit really well for more of a serialized format.
Yeah, the first movie was really good. Second movie was good. It wasn't as good, but I think they just waited so long. That's why it kind of.
Yeah, it was like 11 years or something, right?
Yeah, it was. They waited too long to do.
I
that
actually
next
didn't
one.
see the second one. Like I really, really enjoyed the first one, and I think by the time the second one came around, I just didn't have a lot of
I think it's
motivation
on
to go
Netflix,
see
dude.
it.
I think he's put on Netflix.
Really?
Dude, know what's on
I'll
Netflix
go
right now?
check it out. What's on Netflix?
Doctor Strange.
Nice.
Just so maybe
So
I
glad
can
I
finish
bought that a
watching
month
it.
ago.
Yeah, really. I like owning
I
it.
am glad. It was a
but,
good one. I liked
yeah.
it a lot.
Dude, I almost bought since Lego Batman came out. I got that.
Did you buy the digital version?
Yeah, it doesn't come out on Blu-ray until like June, and I was
It's
like,
the
I'm just gonna.
15th.
Yeah, I think I pre-ordered it too, so I forgot.
We're
And-
waiting. We like to have all the different copies, dude.
No, that's good. You're smart. Except I just don't. It's Warner Brothers, so I know it's gonna be that stupid digital copy through Vudu, and I hate Vudu. I'd almost rather buy another version of it.
That's not something you can link
Nope.
to iTunes?
Nope. You cannot link to iTunes.
I feel like everyone's changed stuff over to where you can
You
link
can't,
it to
dude.
iTunes.
You totally can't.
You can't.
You can't do it.
Dude, I hope you're
promise
wrong.
you. Promise you.
I hope that's a promise you break.
Which is why I don't own physical copies of BVS or Suicide Squad. I bought them straight from iTunes.
Really?
Yeah. Which is weird because I'm kind of a completist and collectorist, and I
Collectorist?
So, but it's
That's what they should refer to the collector as.
the
The
collectorist.
collectorist.
But when they came out, so I was getting side story. I'm famous for side story, not the stuff we planned about talking about. So there's
Side story to the side story.
I do like having everything on my iTunes. Certain things, not everything, but if it's a deal, $5. Like most of those Batman movies and Superman, I think most DC movies were $5 when Batman Lego came out last week.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, oh dang,
I
dude.
missed that.
Yeah, because it's weird because I know I had Dark Knight on iTunes, and I don't know what happened to it.
Oh.
Well, I think it was.
Are you sure
was
you had
that?
it?
Yeah, and Dark Knight Rises, I think. So
Are we gonna have to like IT support right now?
yeah,
on the
I know
podcast
I had
to
it
try to
because
figure out
I
what
remember
happened?
when I got my iPhone, my first iPhone. The lady on the phone's like, "Yeah, you can put movies," and I was like, "I can put Dark Knight on there." She's like, "Yeah," and I remember having that conversation with her because I
That
was
the
transferring my
selling point.
information.
That was the selling point. I could
Yeah.
watch Batman on it. All right.
Yes, and she was like, you can watch Dark Knight on there." I was like, "Yes," and it was kind of weird. Anyways, Moving on. I think this is a great idea. I hope that the only thing is the actors they had really defined like
Yeah,
that.
because Mickey Rourke was
Dude,
Marv,
I was gonna
right?
say,
And
yeah, Mickey
you can't
Rourke.
really replace that. Like,
Unless he's down, it's just like Rosario Dawson, Jessica Alba, Bruce Willis.
you know, even though it was kind of a small part, Elijah Wood
Oh yeah, Elijah
was
Wood.
rad in that first one. Like he
Yeah.
barely did anything, but just that character was so fantastic.
Yeah, they just had really good actors. So hopefully they can get people that are just as good. I think that would be the only like wall they got to hurdle is like getting people as good. And
Really, I think the production. I'd be really curious to see
Well, that was my
if they
next
can
part.
make that happen on that same level.
well, I think if you do a TV show, it has to be different. You can't go this.
What if they just did black and white?
Well,
That would be cool.
maybe. I don't know, man. Like what Robert Rodriguez did is just literally taking the panels. That movie, they used the actual comic as storyboards.
I believe it because they hit a lot of those same
Yeah.
marks that you kind of remember from reading it.
Yeah, so hopefully it turns out well. They got
Yeah.
a good caliber of people behind it.
We want good
So,
stories, man,
Yeah, I would watch it if it's available to me.
for sure.
It's probably on HBO, so I'll never see it until it hits Amazon. So, anyways, cool, man.
Alright. Hey, do you want to smell those floppies real quick?
Yeah,
Talk
dude.
about the comics
Give
that
me,
we got
give me
today?
your floppies. Let me smell those.
It's just
Smell those
so
floppies.
weird when you
It's-
ask
it's
for
so
to
good.
smell my floppies.
Soon you can buy a T-shirt that says "Smell them floppies," and
Oh,
if you
man,
get slapped, I'm
Justin's
sorry.
He's gonna make it happen.
It's a merchandise
is.
machine.
All right,
smell them
so another one. I think this was like whenever there's the fifth Wednesday of
Yeah.
the month, it's always kind of an off week. Like some books skip a week, some
Yeah.
books it's kind of like an annual comes out that
A lot
time.
of annuals today.
Yeah, so not a ton of stuff. A lot of trade paperbacks coming out today.
Which is smart for the impulse buyer who's like,
Yeah. And I would say, like, I would throw out there, like, if you haven't been following Doom Patrol
Yeah.
so far, pick up that trade paperback, Volume 1, Brick by Brick is the name of it. It is well worth your time.
Doom
And
Patrol
we'll
is
go back
super
through
weird
that
and
and-
super fun.
And we'll talk about that, I think, on a future show.
Hopefully
We're going
soon,
to make our way
if we
through
have
that
time.
first arc. And
If Kirsten Dunst
Circle
doesn't
back
make any
to
more stupid comments, maybe,
Take up
maybe
our
we'll
time.
get to it.
oh, man.
All right, so what'd you get to? First off, little handy tip. If you're ever like, what the heck
Yeah.
came out? I always go to comiclist.com on my phone really quick because I'm like, what's coming out this week?
Yeah, and they list it by publisher
Yeah.
and what's new and shipped that.
Yeah, because
that
sometimes you go to a store, like we went to a new store a couple weeks ago just to cruise by, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's not out. And I'm like, fool, I know that's out. And I had to go to another store.
Yeah. And they didn't
Yeah.
have stuff marked as far as what was new. And I
Yeah.
can't always keep track of like what I'm going in there to get.
Yeah, so go
I
to
kind of have my main ones that I'm looking for, but then I'm like, oh yeah, that came out this week.
Yeah. So comiclist.com is your friend. Just look
There you
up comiclist.com. They're not paying us. Maybe they will.
Yeah.
But I will just say go
We
to
wouldn't turn it away.
comiclist.com. I've said it like 5 times.
There you go.
Check it out for what's coming out. Okay. So what'd you get?
So I picked up 2 books today. The copy of Bug that I was waiting to get because that's sold out when it came out a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Finally have my own copy of that
Mm-hmm.
after reading Justin. So I actually am really looking forward to having my own like physical copy to flip through.
Yeah. It's fun.
And then Secret Empire #3.
Yeah.
And I did read Secret Empire #3, so I can rate it.
Rate it.
And I would rate it. I would still rate that book as a let's go.
Hmm.
I feel like it just keeps ramping things up. It's kind of what we talked about with The Button. I mean, this is going to be like 3 times as many issues,
Yeah.
but to where like every issue, it feels like they keep ramping things up more. Where I'm like, whoa, this is getting crazy. Whoa, now that's
Yeah.
crazy. So
I know,
I
I
think
need-
there's something in the back of my mind where I'm like, I hope things actually start getting answered relatively soon because eventually you're going to run out
Well,
of
they
space.
added another issue, right? Like
Yeah,
they
so we
did
have
with
10.
Civil War II.
So it's going to be 10 issues total, but I don't think that's including issue 0, which was really issue 1, and the free comic book day little mini story, and it's bi-weekly. So
Okay.
I think that's still going to be done in August.
You know what's stupid about that comic book? Here's the thing. I read issue.
What?
I've read everything
What's stupid about-
except
You haven't
issue
read
2,
issue 2
and
or
3,
3.
which I'm going to catch up because I really want to talk about this story.
Yes.
What's stupid is double covers.
That is really
What
weird.
is it in case like you're having pineapple juice and you spill it and like you have a second
Cover,
cover?
and
Like, I do
then
not understand.
The first page is the cover.
That's like why the
Again.
price is so high. It's the cover. Like you don't need an extra cover. I don't get it, man.
I don't know. Maybe they're just using that to fill up their space. Like, oh crap,
I
we
don't
have to
know,
get
man.
to how many pages?
It doesn't make any
Just
sense.
throw the cover in there one more
Like
time.
back in the day, if you got a comic book with 2 covers, it was kind of like, ooh, they messed up. There's extra value. I'm gonna try to sell this. I have a copy of Flash, like from the 90s, like Flash 48 or something like that, something stupid, where 2 covers.
2 covers.
2 covers. And it was
That's
Flash.
that's like extra long commercial breaks on a TV show.
It's like, why is this there?
crap.
No one
We only
wants that.
we only got 20-minute cut. We need to get some extra time in there.
Nobody wants that. So, all right. I got Kill or Be Killed number 9. I haven't read anything yet because my day was bananas packed. So Kill or Be Killed number 9, which that comic is really, really good. I would say it's a let's go overall. But this issue, I can't read it yet. Some of the issues are like let's goes. Some of them are gotta goes. But average, the comic book right now is let's go. But check out Kill or Be Killed if you're not picking it up. It's crazy. It's dark. You know.
Yeah.
I picked up the Flash 23.
You did.
I did because it had Green Lantern on the front. And I currently am not reading a Green Lantern comic book, but I like Green Lantern and I like when he teams up with the Flash. So it was kind of it was one of those deals. It was an off week. I was like, there's nothing on the shelf besides Kill or Be Killed. So I'm gonna give it a shot and see where it goes, where it takes me, and then at least give it the storyline. Looks like they're starting a storyline here, so I'll see how it turns out, and then I just picked up some stuff for my kid. Batman Ninja Turtles number 5. I got him number 6 last week.
Whoops.
Couldn't find 5 anywhere. That and then Scooby Doo Team Up 25 and 26.
Nice. Those are
There you
fun,
go.
man.
They actually are really fun comics. So if you have kids that want to read, get them some comic books.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's the floppies.
So there we go. Smell those floppies. All right. So in honor of Wonder Woman coming out tomorrow, we're recording on a
man.
Wednesday.
So excited.
Really, really pumped about this. Me and Matt came up with a top 10 list of our own in honor of super ladies in no particular order. Here is our list.
Boom.
We should play a theme song right here.
The
The Three's Company theme song? Is that what that is?
No, that's the Wonder Woman theme song. No, how messed up would that be?
We should make just a mash of the Wonder Woman theme and the Three's Company theme.
I can't believe that's what you thought.
No, because that one's like.
Maybe that's
It's more
exactly what I was just saying.
Dude, that sounded like the
That's
Three's Company
exactly
theme.
what I was just
Tell us
saying.
what that sounded like. Did that sound like the Three's Company theme? That's what it sounded like.
Or that weird guitar stuff they came up for Wonder Woman that I still
Jack!
don't like.
I love that Wonder Woman theme.
I know you do.
That thing is, when you hear it, you're just like, someone's gonna get the butt kicked by Wonder Woman. Bam, 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 bam. That's what it sounds like, dude.
No, it reminds me of Immigrant Song, but not as good.
Oh, dude, no way, dude. It's Wonder Woman, and she's freaking putting on metal boots and a shield, and she's like, better watch out.
All right.
Evil,
so
okay.
Anyway, in honor, the first one of the DCEU. First time Wonder Woman's ever led a movie. How about that?
There you go. Okay. Long time coming. She had a good stint in the 70s. All right, here's our list.
All right.
Jumping in the list. Matt, since you're a big fan of theme songs and Three's Company, I'm going to have you go first.
Three's Company. Oh man. You know what? Kind of in the vein of Wonder Woman, Wonder Girl,
Hey, which version?
Cassie.
Oh, okay.
I one of the things, like, because I've kind of been in and out of comics over the years, like I'll have like stints where I'll follow it really closely and then times where it kind of falls away. And one of those times where I came back to it was trade paperbacks of Jeff Johns' Teen Titans run.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. And that team lineup was great. The stories were fantastic. But that really like grew my appreciation for all of those characters like that were part of that team in that phase.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Cassie was a huge part of that. So I just have like a soft spot for her. I think I know a lot of people love Donna Troy. I don't have a lot of experience with her as a character. And so I just don't have that same connection. So Cassie is the one I have more of the connection with. And I thought they did a fantastic version of her on Young Justice season 2.
Yeah. I'd agree. I think that's good. I think that I wasn't even thinking about her. Like,
I think she lacks the naivety that Wonder Woman does. Like she just seems a little more like a normal person.
yeah. Well, she was though. Like if she showed up in Young Justice first before she got into Teen Titans, so she has a
Right.
whole other backstory.
Totally.
So,
But just my experience for I think that just gives her a different kind of thing. Like she has this spunkiness that Wonder Woman is just a little more regal, and then Cassie just has this kind of like, this different vibe to it. I think makes her a cool character.
she got weird once Superboy died and all that stuff. In the 52
Yeah.
series, that was kind of, she was
52 was weird,
Yeah.
and then the Teen Titans in the new 52, her version of the character was a little wonky too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But moving on. All
moving
right.
on. Justin, your turn.
So
dude.
I'm going to go, again, list is out of order. Ceramic Natu,
All right. Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, daughter of Sinestro.
Actually, current Yellow Lantern.
She's a Yellow Lantern?
She's leading the Yellow
What?
Lanterns.
I didn't know that. I thought
As
she was
a force
gone.
for good, apparently.
How'd you know
from
this?
what I've read? Dude, I read comic book news websites.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you've heard of them.
I didn't know that. I don't. I didn't know that she was a thing anymore. I was kind of bummed. There was a few Green Lantern characters that they haven't really touched on. And
Yeah,
That's
I think
actually
once
good to know.
Sinestro was gone for whatever reason, he's gone.
Yeah.
She kind of stepped
took
in
over.
to, like,
Yeah, she was cool in the Green Lantern Corps comic, I thought.
Yeah, she was a great character.
Yeah, that's
Because she really struggled with like her lineage of being related to Sinestro and protecting her planet, but doing it in a way that was honorable and stuff. Like,
and she was a doctor, and it was cool to have her have that other side of her.
her
So-
constructs were like medical equipment and stuff. When
Yeah.
she would like help people out.
Yeah, so I thought she
That's
was
a good
cool.
one.
So a little off the beaten path, but cool character to check out. Maybe I need to check her out again.
Yeah.
So
See what that character's up to these days.
all right, there you go.
My next one would be Miss Martian.
Hey,
I mean, again, related to John Johns, dude.
who? Jeff
John
Johns?
Johns,
Oh.
Jeff Johns, John Johns,
Jeff
John-
Johns.
John Johns. Yeah, I don't know. I always feel weird saying Martian names. Like, it's easier to read them because then no one's judging me for how I'm saying it.
I'm not judging you. It's just John.
You're
It's,
totally-
it's Jean Jones.
Jean
Jones.
Gerard. Is he
Roar-
French?
Gerard
The
Depardieu.
French Martian Manhunter. But yeah, Miss Martian is cool, man. Like she.
Martian Dance Hunter
What was that?
from Lego Batman.
Yes.
Sorry.
When he runs into.
Oh man.
Anyway, yeah, not a whole lot of explanation, but again, that's kind of that same realm of things. And then the Young Justice cartoon, like she had such a great character arc.
Yeah. You just see her on Supergirl TV show?
Yeah,
Sucked.
it was not good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on. Justin's
All
turn
right.
again.
Next, Huntress. She's awesome.
All right.
I like the Huntress.
I feel like I think of the version on Arrow, which was not.
No,
great.
she was not good. Yeah, I'm talking Helena Bertinelli. Not the Earth 2 version, which it was like Bruce Wayne and Catwoman's daughter. Like that's like the original version.
Yeah.
But this one is like, and I think her New 52 origin changed a little bit.
Where she was from.
She was
Earth
from
2.
Earth 2.
Her and Power Girl.
Yeah, her and Power
both.
Girl. But that was the Earth 2 daughter of Batman and Catwoman. Again, they kind of went back there. And then there's another one that was in the Grayson book where she was an agent of Spiral. But I'm not sure if she is the current Huntress again. I don't know. But I'm talking about like my favorite version. And she was like the teacher by day, vigilante by night, parents killed by the mob. Super like Catholic, gigantic cross on her on her suit and crossbow, and she was pretty awesome. I liked her because she was always like so over the line in violence that Batman was like not gonna like validate her.
Right.
Then she ends up teaming up with Birds of Prey. So, anyways, that is a cool character of the Huntress until Jim Lee gave her a stupid costume.
Sorry, man.
She kind of had like a cool like protective looking suit, and then he went and gave her this really stupid like bathing suit costume. We're like, what the heck, dude?
Oh,
Jim Lee?
That's too bad.
But I don't think she had any buckles. Okay.
No
Keep
pouches,
going. Yeah, keep going.
candy bars, cargo shorts. My next one is going to be Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan.
There you go.
Really
I would
great,
agree with that.
fun character. She is like, whenever I read her, I haven't read her her solo title in a while, but the books that I've read that she's been a part of, like when she's been on the Miles Morales Spider-Man book, Champions, Avengers, like the different what do you call them, events and stuff that she's been a part of. She I just believe in her. Like she's one of those heroes. Like I'm like, oh, like you're really cool, and they do really interesting things with her powers too. I feel like she's like the modern Mr. Fantastic.
You know what she reminds
Like
me
that she
of?
reminds me, but she just has like her own personality though. Like it's not like I feel like he was a little boring. But.
Remember that Foo Fighters video for Everlong where his hand grows really big and he starts slapping the guy? Yeah. That's what I think of her power. She's basically like Dave Grohl from Everlong.
But she's almost like a leader too for how young she is, which I think is a cool dynamic to that character. Super strong, but super fun. Love it.
Awesome. I'm gonna put again. This is out of order, but I'm trying to save certain people for the end.
That's fine.
I'm gonna go Supergirl from the '90s when she was Matrix.
Wow, that is
Do you remember
really
Matrix?
specific.
It wasn't. It was like when
was that connected to Electric Spider-Man? I mean, Electric Superman.
I mean, it was probably around that time. So, I was really confused because as I started reading Superman comics, probably when I was like maybe a year before the Death of Superman started, and I was like, who's this redheaded dude who's calling himself Lex Luthor, and he's dating Supergirl, whatever. Anyways, turns out she was like this alien protoplasmic like shape-shifting and took on
so weird.
Yeah, took on like the idea of being Supergirl. So at this point in continuity, there's no Supergirl. There's no, Argo City, all that stuff. Anyways, I like this version though because I kind of just grew up on it, and so I thought she was a cool character, and she was easy to like slip into an identity. She could be like Clark Kent, she can shape change, and like if Superman's like, hey, there's
she
Clark
was a
Kent.
shapeshifter. That's just weird.
But she took on the image of Supergirl. That was like who she was as a character because that was her way of honoring Superman.
That's very specific.
Yeah, and she was pretty naive. She would always like believe like Lex Luthor was good, and it was Lex Luthor too, because at that point Lex Luthor was dead, but he took his brain and cloned his body, and his old brain. Serious, dude, it's like Get Out style. Put his brain
were so crazy,
in a younger body, and then anyways. Comics, but
That's
she was cool. I like that version of Supergirl a lot.
All right,
so there you go.
I would say then I'll kind of piggyback on that. For mine would be you have to go with me here.
Yeah,
I'm going to say Supergirl in general, also
Helen Slater version.
No, I would say the CW show. I don't like the show Supergirl. Like I can't stick with it. I think she's great though.
Oh yeah, the actress.
Mm-hmm. Like I think it's a very likable because I think sometimes you have these different angles you can take with characters. And I feel like lately it's been like this like over the top like badass like kind of Supergirl that they did especially for New 52 and stuff. Like
I didn't.
She was like really like attitude driven and stuff like that. And this one it was really cool. I feel like it's like what Superman and Clark Kent should be at their best, where it's just like, oh, like you're really like a likable person. Like I want to trust you. I want to believe in who you are. And so I think she encapsulates that really well. And I think for all the other weird things that the show does that are not that great, I think she is consistently good and I think is a good representation.
So
of
Melissa
Supergirl.
Benoist, Supergirl. I can agree with that. I think she seems really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can dig that. You know what? I've watched most of the first season and some of the second, and she's not like a terrible like character. I think the other parts of the show make it hard.
Fine. The other parts of the show make it hard.
Other parts of the show make it really hard. So it's kind of like when she shows up on a crossover, I'm like, I'm cool. Like, hey, there's Supergirl.
Yeah, like she was actually pretty great.
Yeah, she was the best parts. She was some of the best parts, because every time she was on, she was fun, and it didn't feel weird and awkward. It was like
she's like excited and happy to be doing what she's doing.
Yeah, and then everyone else is like,
this is very serious.
This is very serious situation's happening. Let me go shoot an arrow. So all right. All right,
I don't want to kill anyone else, but I'm going to. But I shouldn't.
What do I do? Arrows everywhere. All right. Big Barda.
All right.
Big Barda. Okay, so I grew up on reading Justice League International. Big part of Justice League International was some of the... We talked about this a little bit last
Big
week.
Barda and Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, Big Barda and Mr. Miracle. And I think Big Barda's fun. She was also in that direct-to... a video adaptation of Superman, Batman, Apocalypse, which was actually Supergirl coming back into DC continuity. So her character was in there as they went back to Apocalypse and stuff. But yeah, I always thought Big Barda was cool because she is, this kind of the She-Hulky like size lady, but she's also they've always written her very like super confident, super like able to like go into battle, but also like wants to be like soft and feminine at the same time. So she kind of towed that line, and she was always a good foil to her husband, Mr. Miracle. And like, it was better when they were together. Like, without her being in the stories, he always needed her. So I really liked Big Barda. Like a stupid name, but it's kind of fun.
No, but it's fun. Like she's a cool character. I totally get that. There's a lot of strength there, but there's still like interest. It's not just brute force.
And no one calls her Big Barda, by the way. Most people
call her
Barda, like in it.
Have you seen did you see the preview pages for the Mr. Miracle book that Tom King's doing?
Yeah, he's doing the same guy who did Batman last week, the same issue. That's the same, Mitch Gerard.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be so good.
But did you see, like, even she was in that, and I was like, dude, that's rad. Like, she's standing up to Orion.
There you go.
And I'm like, yeah.
I'm excited about that. Okay.
So good. Yeah, that's a good one, dude. So I will say, we've been talking about, we've been talking about DC for the most part, huh?
Yeah. Right.
So that's fine. I'll balance it out a little bit. Go across the aisle a little bit. I will say Misty Knight.
Oh. Luke Cage's Misty Knight.
I think she's cool.
Marvel's Misty Knight.
I would say Luke Cage, the Netflix series Misty Knight, was great.
Yeah.
But I like my Misty Knight with a bionic arm.
Yeah.
Like that's just
they
such like a random cool
it.
thing.
I know.
At it,
right?
I thought they were going to. I thought she was going to lose the arm. They just teased us. But she's cool, man. Like, cause she's so much. It's like she's a detective first.
Yeah.
And then and then falls back on like needing to use like the superheroic part of things after that, which I think is cool. Makes for a super interesting character.
Yeah, and again, I feel like that robot arm's gonna come in Defenders.
Oh, dude, I hope so.
It has to. Then it's probably gonna happen at the end.
Robot arm,
dude. We are pro #robot arm. There
Misty
we go.
Knight robot.
There
Give Misty a robot arm.
She deserves it. All right, Mira.
Of Aquaman fame.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Next. No. I'm just kidding.
No, she's so cool because she's not like, hey, I talk to animals too, and I'm like Aquaman's girlfriend. She's like, nope, I have this rad magic power to make water do whatever I want. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, she's a cool character. And, throughout her history, she's been evil, she's been bad. But yeah, Aquaman's,
She has?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got to read some Aquaman comics too.
I need to read some more Aquaman.
Yeah. Mira's cool. And so I'm stoked that she's going to be in the Justice League movie. Like, that's just a good, like, representation of who she is and bringing her to the forefront. Because I feel like people were like, oh, I've never seen Mira till, Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm trying to think, like, where was her first media appearance? There was a really bad version of her on the Smallville show.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Ugh,
yeah, but I don't think anyone's thinking like, oh yeah, she was on.
Well, she's had a resurgence the past few years, like 5 years or so, probably because Jeff Johns is a huge fan of her, and so he's tried to feature her as much as possible.
I mean, and she's key to like the Aquaman, like mythos and stuff, and she was on the Justice League cartoon as well. Like, but
she was in Young Justice as well.
The
episode when they're in Atlantis. Like she's like in charge of teaching all of the mystical like students. Yeah, which is cool.
She's cool. She's like Doctor Strange, but underwater.
Doctor Strange underwater,
but way hotter.
Way hotter underwater.
Hotter underwater. All right.
Oh gosh. All right. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers.
I was gonna say
Captain Marvel. Oh gosh, I know that's a whole mess. So I thought it was cool. I don't know. I just think she's a cool character. See her move from Ms. Marvel to Captain Marvel and to be kind of like a centerpiece.
And everybody hates her.
And everyone hates her.
No one seems to hate her right now, though.
Like,
in
that was
the issues I read of
Secret Empire, it doesn't seem like anyone's thinking about Civil War II anymore.
Yeah.
Because that would be the one thing I would say is just Civil War II. I was like, why are you making her out to be such a horrible person? Like, how are you going to walk this back?
Yeah. Because
we have a movie coming, dude. We got a movie coming. You got to keep that in mind. But she's cool. Again, another super strong, confident character that kind of holds her own and has her place in the Marvel universe.
Spoilers, they say that she's going to be in Avengers Infinity War.
Cool.
So
sounds good to me.
I hope she is. All right, cool. All right, next. It Girl.
I have no idea what that is.
I know you don't. So It Girl
You did that on purpose.
I know, I did that on purpose. You're like, who is that? You're probably going, does he mean Hit Girl? And I was like, no, It Girl. So It Girl is from the Atomics. So one of Michael Allred's books. She is a fun character, man. And she kind of looks like your typical, like, she kind of looks like Gwen Stacy, you know? She wears domino
Okay.
mask, purple pants. So, anyways, she was a normal human until her and her beatnik friends were infected by alien spores.
That's awesome.
So she had her own book too for a little bit. Like, he didn't do her book. I forget who was doing her book, but you know, it was kind of weird to see a book that Michael Allred created, but he didn't do the interior art or wrote the story or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it was interesting. But yeah, she was just a fun character. It was a lot of. I wish we could do a whole show on the Atomics because that comic was really fun. But so yeah, dude. I was gonna say It Girl. Check It Girl out. Maybe we'll put her. I'm gonna put her in the show art. Because like,
Nice.
who the heck is that?
Yeah, dude.
So
Taking those deep
Yeah.
cuts from Justin Kowalski.
there we go. So yeah, they have like these like deformities and all these weird like these like mutations. Anyways, she's cool. She's fun. She's just a fun
Dig
character.
it.
It's her personality that's fun more so than her generic like powers. So kind of like Rogue, where she can adapt powers and take them from somebody. But she can also, like, if she touches a bird, she's going to be a bird. If she's kind of like Wonder Twins, if she touches, like, a bowl of Jello, she can be Jello. She can touch lava, she's going to be lava. So she can adapt anything she touches.
Yeah.
So she can become that. So check out It Girl. Go find some Atomic comics or check out the It Girl series that came out a while ago. But, yeah, It Girl.
Nice. And we
Fun.
can put
Fun.
a link to that maybe in the show notes, too.
Oh, I guess I'll do that. Yes. Yes, I will do that. All right. Keep going, man. We're almost there.
Almost there. Black Widow.
Oh, there you go. Black Widow.
And, I mean, that's just in general. She's just cool. I mean, you got tragic backstory, badass, like, fighting prowess. And, but you also have, I think, the incarnation, especially in Captain America Civil War. I feel like some of those fight scenes with her were just the coolest.
Yeah, man. We just watched Civil War the other day. My kid wanted to watch it, and her fight scenes are awesome. When she's like,
So good.
not even in her like costume, she's
That
just like
first-
that. Yeah, in the
Dude, that first run, like that first sequence where she's chasing the dudes through the market and stuff like that.
yeah, that was way awesome, dude. Like,
Or when she's in the armored car,
yeah,
too. Like, gosh.
yeah.
it's
When
so
she
good.
like knocks the grenade goes in there, and she like gets out of there, dude. She's just busting people up, dude. And then when
Yeah,
she fights those
so
dudes
good.
in the village, like in the marketplace, that part was cool too. Like the way they cut those fights, some of them look like too jerky, but when she fights, it works. And she does those like hurricanranas on these dudes all the time.
Yeah.
She takes out two of them. Yeah.
So good, dude.
So, yeah, man.
Not too much need to be explained for Black Widow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, there was a really cool miniseries I read a long time ago, and I think it was Devin Grayson who wrote it, but it was a Black Widow miniseries, and there was another Black Widow they're bringing in, and they had to like go at each other. I forget what it was all about, but I just remember it being good.
Yeah.
It was
She's
a long
getting an
time ago.
interesting role in Secret Empire, I will say, as well.
Okay. I haven't got there yet. So-
All right, man.
all right, cool.
We'll get to the next.
We'll get to it on the next one.
next one on your list.
All right, sticking with Marvel. Hey, check it out. I got a Marvel. Elektra.
As a
LGKill.
superhero?
She's been
been good?
She's been good.
All right.
Yeah, she's always there as a foil for, Daredevil at certain times. She comes into his life. It's like, man, I'm gonna.
She's
have
like
to
his
fight you.
Catwoman.
She is kind of like his Catwoman. There's
The
times
Catwoman to his Batman.
is she possessed by the hand? I almost said the Foot Clan.
That'd be a cool crossover.
But
The foot
Elektra's,
and the
I
hand
think
working
Elektra's
together.
cool. There you go. The foot and the hand. There you go. Well, Daredevil is kind of a playoff for the Ninja Turtle story. You know that, right?
No.
Okay. Side note.
Oh.
We're supposed to be talking about the ladies, and then we're always talking about the men. They always try to weasel their way in here. Okay. So you know how the Ninja Turtles get hit by slime and the ooze?
Yeah, and it gives
Anyways.
them their powers.
Yeah,
And
well,
so
that-
he gets hit by stuff and
Ooze.
goes blind
Well,
but gets his
apparently
powers.
the ooze, before it hits the turtles, it hits his face, bounces onto the ground. And once it hits the ground, it goes into the sewers. Same ooze turns to Ninja Turtles.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's not in the comic continuity, but that's what the creator said. Like,
That's
they
really
even
funny.
have, like, a joke of, like, that stuff. They have a guy who's blind getting hit in the face with the ooze. So
That's awesome.
it's kind of like a play off of
Nice.
that. But, yeah, anyways.
All
yeah.
right.
Elektra.
Cool. Elektra.
She's great.
Cool. I will say Rogue
Rogue.
from the X-Men.
From the cartoon or just from the comics?
Yes. I read. Okay.
She's like, I gotta wear this leather jacket, y'all.
I liked her a lot in the cartoon,
Yeah.
But I also have at least the first 2 issues of her solo miniseries in the 90s.
I bet you did.
I did. For me, like the idea, like anything that makes that kind of paints you into a corner a little bit that you have to work yourself out of with a character, I feel like is going to make something more interesting. And her not being able to have physical contact with people, that's just a limitation that I think like forces you to think through how she would work her way out of scenarios. And she's just super powerful and strong. I mean, she could fly and was super strong and stuff, but yeah, I dig it.
Cool.
She was cool. Not the one from the Bryan Singer movies. Sorry, Anna
Paquin.
Paquin.
She could have, something good could have happened, but
Nope.
There's a special cut of her in
They did
X-Men
not
Days of
know how to
Future Past.
use Rogue. Sorry, everybody.
They didn't know how to use any of the characters in those movies. All right,
That's true.
we'll do our X-Men like Suckfest episode later on. You know, so
X-Men suck fest.
yeah, those movies sucked. All right, I'm gonna jump in and say Batgirl, Cassie.
Oh.
Yeah, and I kind of did Batgirl / spoiler because I think that character is really cool, man.
Well, she was both. I mean, spoilers kind of was part. Again,
I mean, I
like,
can throw Robin in there too. Spoiler: Robin, Batgirl. She,
part of her progression.
Yeah, and unfortunately, her Batgirl existence is kind of written out of continuity. I feel because
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it's there anymore. But she was good. I mean, the last time she showed up was in Grant Morrison's, and it was in the New 52. But
in Batman Incorporated.
Batman Incorporated. Remember at the all-girls school?
I do remember
And
that.
they kind of even put in there, this takes place before New 52. So, anyways, yeah, great character. Like from her being in the Robin comic. Did you ever read the Robin comic book from the 90s?
Nope.
That's where she first kind of showed up. And it was cool because Batman had 2 girlfriends. I mean, not Batman. Robin. Batman, you're in trouble. Robin had 2 girlfriends. He had this girl, Ariana, who was his high school girlfriend. And then he had like his superhero girlfriend, who was the spoiler. And he was always conflicted because he had a lot of fun.
Tim Drake, right?
Yes, Tim Drake. So he had a lot of fun hanging out with Cassie, and he kind of felt like, well, I'm sorry, Stephanie Brown, not Cassie. I was thinking of Wonder Girl.
Oh man,
You guys, everyone who's like rolling their eyes right now, sorry. A lot of people are like, oh, you're not a fan. Sorry, I was thinking about. You started talking about Wonder Girl, and I wrote Cassie. So sorry. I was probably, you know what? I think I got mixed up with Cassandra Cain, who was Batgirl after her.
it's true.
So give me a break, guys. I corrected myself. So Stephanie Brown, sorry, whose father's the Clue Master, if you didn't know that. Anyways, so.
Dude, you don't have to redeem yourself to me. Like, I got you.
But, you know, comic fans are hard, man. They're hard on you, dude. They're like, hey.
It's true.
You don't know. You're not a true fan. Somebody called me not a true DC Universe fan this weekend, and that was funny. All right, anyways. So I think that she was actually a really fun character, and I'm glad she's back in the detective books. I think she's good in those. I just wish that she was still Batgirl.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
And we've talked about that before too.
Yeah.
That Brian K. Vaughan book was really great.
Yeah, so cliffhanger, I think that she's actually probably the best Batgirl.
Oh, wow.
Stephanie Brown, best Batgirl. Now what?
Big words.
Now what? And I'll tell you why after the break.
The break being like me taking my turn.
your next one.
Okay, yeah. Storm.
Oh, and there you go. I always think of like the X-Men song. And she's like flying over her name. There's my name.
Oh, yeah, just kind of like gliding over it.
That song should have been in the movies.
And I will say, any incarnation of Storm where she's had a mohawk.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Mohawk Storm, best Storm.
And I really enjoyed that she, I mean, even though she doesn't have a mohawk anymore.
Wait,
like that she's
X-Men
been in
Apocalypse,
Black
she had a mohawk.
Panther
Was that the best version? You said
I
any
never
version.
I never saw that movie, so
Okay.
I cannot.
Sucked. Have a poster if you want.
Thanks for the poster. But yeah, I was reminded of it, especially like she's been in Black Panther the past couple issues.
Yeah.
And she's just a cool character. Like she's another one, like they don't just rely on how like super powerful she is,
Yeah,
but
she's
she's just a fantastic
She's a good leader.
Yeah, even outside of her powers. So
Yeah, Mohawk Storm.
And she has white
Specifically.
hair anyway, and it just looks, she just has a cool look no matter what she does. But the mohawk is my favorite.
About 3 years ago, I drew a picture of Storm, and it was Mohawk Storm.
As it should be.
As it should be. All right, cool. All right, we're getting down to our last two.
Yeah.
In no particular order. All right, so I made a big statement about Stephanie Brown, Batgirl, being the best Batgirl because Barbara Gordon, I think, was the best as Oracle. I like that she was Batgirl.
I feel like we touched on this when we talked Rebirth New 52 last week.
Did
too.
we?
A little
About
bit.
Oracle?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You were talking about how you like
Maybe.
Oracle.
I don't remember, but I'm just, again, I'll
You can say
reiterate
it
it
again,
again.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll say it again.
Say
I
it
think
again.
Oracle was a really great like character to like the whole Batman universe and even the DC universe because she was a great source of information for people. And I liked when she went beyond the Batman books and like she was even in like Superman books or Justice League. She was a big part of the Morrison Justice League. She was like,
Yeah.
and no one knew it was Barbara Gordon. Like Batman knew, and that was it. And so she was cool. I really liked that idea because they took a really like, crazy bad, story because a lot of people were like pissed about what happened. Say what you want. I think Killing Joke's an okay story. Some people hate it, whatever. But they did something cool with it. They're like, fine, let's redeem this. Let's do something cool with her. And I thought it was cool. And it was cool that she was someone who had a disability and they made her a strong character. And it was, you don't have that anymore. And so they kind of took that out of the entire comics now. We don't have that character anymore. And it sucks for people that kind of looked up to that, like, oh, I relate to that character because, hey,
Right.
there's a girl on Twitter who really connects to Barbara Gordon Oracle character, and because she's in a wheelchair, and when this happened, it was like she was pretty vocal about like that really stinks, and they always said there's gonna be a good reason why, and I never really feel like they explained it really well, but anywho, I really liked Oracle. Yeah. And what she provided in the Batman world. And yeah, maybe I did talk about, but they did say, oh, Batman was relying on Oracle too much for information. But in the whole freaking New 52 comics, all he did was talk to Alfred. The same questions. Alfred, go do this. Do this. Yeah. So I think it was a weak explanation. I thought Oracle was awesome. That's why she's on my list.
There you go. My last one. Hawk Girl.
Hot Girl.
Not hot. Hawk as in
I know, Hot Girl.
The bird.
Who's Hot Girl? Well, let me tell you. Okay, so go for it.
Well, I would say the first thing that like put her on my radar as far as being a character and being something that's out there and exists and is awesome was Justice League cartoon, man.
Yep.
Like I was like, hold on, this chick gets to fly with wings and stuff and has a mace.
Yep.
So cool.
Yeah, she was tough.
So cool, man. And then I think Jeff Johns, when he was doing Brightest Day, also was cool. Like I felt like they were really trying to like bring her and Hawkman like kind of back into the forefront a little more.
The real one, the Shara.
Not as much, yeah, not as much anymore, which is too bad. And the version on Legends of Tomorrow was not good.
Yeah. Good try.
But in general, she's such a cool character, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, really like when. If you can get the Jeff Johns like Hawkman compendium, that thing is cool. Like because they did have a different version of Hawk Girl in the Justice Society before that book, when that book relaunched, and it was like someone who was related to Shara Thal and had her memories, but she was kind of fighting it. Anyways, it was just the idea of her like fighting these like memories and Hawkman being like, "You're my destiny, girl," and she was like, "No, I'm not," and anyways, Brightest Day did bring back the other dynamic of like we fight wars together and we die together and that cool idea. But what I loved about the Justice League Unlimited and Justice League cartoon is there was an episode where it was kind of an in-joke because on the toys they'd always do like the Spanish version of her name, Chica Halcon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there was an episode where there was a little girl who spoke Spanish and she's like, "Thank you, Chica Halcon."
Like, see, guys, that's why it's on there.
Yeah, it was good, and that was cool. I just like that, so I always called my wife Chica Halcon.
Nice.
And so, anywho,
right on, man.
Yeah,
all right,
that's a good pick.
Thank you. I thought so as well.
Good pick,
last one
man.
for you, man.
Black Canary.
There we go.
The Arrow version. Just kidding.
No.
Oh man, no. Black Canary's awesome. I think she's rad. Even without having the sonic scream, she's great. She's a great fighter. She's trained by Ted Grant, the Black Cat.
Yep.
So sorry, not the Black Cat. Wildcat.
Wildcat.
Ooh, man, Black Cat is
you are all
a
over
Spider-Man
the place.
villain. Hey guys, you don't know who the Wildcat is? Yeah. So yeah, Wildcat trained her up. Cool stuff, man. I love DC history, dude. Just side note.
It's good stuff, man.
Wildcat trained Catwoman too. I don't know if that's still a thing, but there was a comic called Her Sister's Keeper, and he trained her. Anyways,
nice.
Black Canary, great fighter. I like when her and Green Arrow are together, but she's cool. Again, a lot of this stems from my love of the 80s and 90s Justice League International comics, because she was a part of that too, and I really liked it. She had a really stupid costume in the 80s, though, but she went back to the fishnets, and it was all good again. So, yeah, Black Canary, she tossed my list. I think she's a great character. I want her to be in the Justice League movie, and I hope that she's there. I heard that she's supposed to be. Nice. It's probably a bad rumor that doesn't. We'll see in November if that pans out to be
quite
true.
A ways
I would love
before we get there.
A Black Canary Green Arrow movie starring Josh Holloway as Green Arrow.
Josh Holloway
From Lost.
There you
go. He was Sawyer.
Sawyer. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I can see that. Dude.
I can just hear him saying, "Hey, pretty bird," and then bam, fighting.
There you go. Shooting
arrows. Shooting arrows.
That top 10 superheroines.
Yeah.
From each of us. In honor
of Wonder Woman.
Which
I'm going to see tomorrow.
And hopefully I will see tomorrow as well.
Hopefully you can see it. And then I'll be seeing it in Texas.
You're going to Texas?
I'm going to go see Wonder Woman in Texas as well. It's sold out here in California, so I'm going to Texas.
You gotta go.
No, we're having a Batman on Film viewing party in Dallas, Texas, so that's going to be really fun. I'm excited to be that and hang out with those guys because they're good guys, and it's going to be a fun time. So
that's going to be cool, man.
I'm going to see it twice in the weekend.
Well, hey, if people want to follow your adventures this week while you're doing that, how would they do that?
Oh, yeah, you can hit me up on Twitter at j_Rocka, or you can hit me up on Instagram as well. I'll probably be taking photos. So Instagram, just jrocka. Hit it up, and that'll be fun. Yeah. See what's going on over there and say hi to those guys. I might even do an Instagram story. We'll see.
Oh, man.
We'll see. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do the Instagram story, and you can follow me. It'll be a good time.
There we go. And you can also find me on Twitter at Matt Ritchie, MatTrichey. And if you want to hit us up as a show, you can follow us at Let's Go Comics Show on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/Let'sGoCast, Let'sGoCast.com, or Let'sGoComicShow@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
All of those ways that you can contact us and get a hold of us.
All the tasty, savory ways.
But until then,
I'm Justin.
I'm Matt.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.